Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Snorton with Creative Community Solutions. And as you know, on the press and media end, we cover a good deal of moving parts, whether it's arts and entertainment, sports, government, community, and more. And every once in a while, we get a chance to talk with the people who are really making some great things happen in these and related fields. To make sure to connect with me and to read the recap of today, visit asnortonccs.com/blog, and it'll be the very first article that you see. You may also catch the video on our YouTube channel of Creative Community Solutions, LLC, and make sure to connect with us on Instagram and Twitter at asnortonccs, so that way you'll be aware of this and other great things that are taking place. And speaking of great, anytime you get a chance to talk with an artist, especially independent artists, I tell you what, the work ethic, dedication to the craft, and just talent oozing out the pores, that's basically what it's all about. So I am so excited to have a great guest joining us today. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pepper Solana. I'm an artist from Spain. I'm based in New York City. I got here 5 years ago, and I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you, Ms. Solana, for joining us. And before we get into all the great work and other moving parts, as you mentioned, you're originally from Spain. Walk through
Correct.
with us your time in Spain, and I guess what were some of your early influences regarding the performing arts, creative arts?
Well, I got here 5 years ago, as I said, so I had a lot of time to do a lot of things in Spain. Um, my love for music is my dad's fault. I always felt like a weirdo in Spain. He was always listening to music in English. He was always listening like I'm not talking about like typical artists. I'm talking about Alan Lomax, like Vera Hall, things like that. You know what I mean? Like Marlena Saul. Like this is not something that an 80-year-old usually listens to in Spain for sure. So I was honestly always obsessed with the American culture, and I also was obsessed with being bilingual when I was a kid. So that's where my love for music started. Definitely Aretha Franklin was the first diva that I was like absolutely amazed by. I remember I heard her at a record. She was doing a cover with the Rolling Stones of a Jumpin' Jack Flash for the Whoopi Wolver movie. First time I heard her voice, I was like, oh, I started with rock and roll, and I was like, oh, no, 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 get out of the way. We're gonna go to soul music now. This is what I like now. So that's how I started. I started as a rock and roll singer, as I said, and then I went on tour with several artists. I did Cirque du Soleil shows. I was in a gospel choir there. It's not the same than here. It's not the same culture there, you know. But yeah, I was just working until 5 years ago, and then I was just I felt like I was a little depressed there. I felt like I didn't have anything else to do there because the industry is not as wide and as open as here. So I was like, kind of like, well, I don't know what else I can do. So I'm going to go to the United States, take a little break. So I got here for a week, and I was like, call my dad. I was like, Dad, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I ain't coming back. So dropped everything I had, got my suitcase, and came here to the United States, specifically New York.
Wow. And that's such an amazing, impressive story because, like you said, you did have the exposure growing up, a wide range of, music genres,
hmm
wide range regarding performance. So, how did you know? Like, I always ask this question, what was that pivotal moment? How did you know that the move to New York was where you needed to be? Because sometimes people are caught up in the moment and they're like, I don't know
Right,
about this one. But how did you know
right.
that? Yeah, like, how did you know that this is where I need to be?
I love that question because I'm honestly a very impulsive person. So I feel like when I know I want something, like I really want it, it's like something tells me it's good for me. And that's kind of what happened with New York City. If I have any doubts about something, it's not gonna happen. But that's the same reason why I became a singer. It was just something that it naturally happened. New York City was something that fell on my hands. It was completely random. I was like, where do I go? I want to study jazz for a month just to do something different, just to take a little break. So I was like, where do I go? New York City, let's try. Then I got here and I was like, 2 weeks in. 2 weeks in, nothing planned. All my projects back in Spain, moving, rolling. I was good there. I was relatively good there. I just kind of gave up on my own project. Something told me you got to stay here. And I was like, I'm staying. I'm stubborn. I'm a really stubborn person. So I was like, I'm going to do it. I feel like sometimes it's good to go with gut feeling. Of course, you got to be a little smart and think about it. I mean, if it's something really stupid, don't do it. But I was just like, do I have anything to lose? Life is really, really short. It's shorter than what we think. And I was like, I was 23 at the time. I was like, well, I'm just going to do it. I have nothing to lose. If I want to go back to Spain, I'll go back to Spain. And if not, well, I'll stay here.
And I'm
So that's
glad
kind of
you
how it happened.
I'm glad you said that. And you made a good point. You know, we hear life is short, but then we see so many examples that remind us of how short it is. And you made a
Mm-hmm.
very good point. Some people say take a leap of faith. Some people say look before you leap. Some people say at least give it a shot. So that way, even if it doesn't go exactly as planned, you have the satisfaction of having tried it or having done it versus
Yes,
always wondering what if or
absolutely.
what could be. And you know what, the one thing that I heard in that is, I don't know if it's necessarily facing your fears, but keeping your fears in perspective. So let me ask you this: given your journey from Spain in New York, how do you keep it in perspective from the lens of tapping into the creative energy, looking at are there additional styles I want to incorporate? Like, how do you keep it all together?
I think, as I said, whatever comes natural to you, you obviously got to make a big effort, you know? But I feel like you just got to be willing to try. I'm not saying you got to ignore your fears, because fear is like a very basic instinct that protects you from a lot of things. But I think we give them too much credit, let's say, you know what I mean? We give them too much attention sometimes. I think you just got to go for it. Um, you're never going to regret things you've tried. You're always going to regret things you haven't tried. So I think artists, we all, to be an artist, I think it comes with a lot of mental, like, and like, I'm not, it's not that we're unstable, but we got a lot in our minds. You know what I mean? I guess we're a little bit unstable, but you just got to go with it. You just got to realize that not every day is going to be a good day, that not everything you do is going to be good. You just got to be ready to have embarrassing moments on stage, to have bad days, to run, like, find people that are not going to be for you, but you're going to learn from everything. So I think you just got to go for it. Whatever it is, try it. It don't matter. You're not going to be good at it. You're not going to be good at it. I'm horrible. Example, I'm a horrible dancer. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I can do my background singer steps, but that's it. But for example, in my video, I was like, okay, I'm going to dance a little bit. I'm going to try this out. And it went pretty well. Am I the best dancer in the world? No, but I did it. And that is, I think that's what life is about. We're not born with all the, like, skills that we have. We build them, and we find what we're good at. And to find that, you just got to try things. So you just got to go for it. Whatever it is you do in life, you just got to go for it.
Wow. And I tell you what, that is such a great outlook with what you said. And that's part of
Mm-hmm.
what allows you to kind of be in your element. And I was just thinking before we went on, it's like, here's someone that just has a presence, they have an energy, they have a love for life, but they have a love for what you're doing.
Oh
So
yeah.
walk through with us, since you've been in New York, where are some of the spaces and places where you have been able to perform? And then music wise, where are some of the spaces and places where people can find your work and add it to their library and all that type of thing?
Well, I've been to a lot of open mics. Luckily, I met one of my best friends is Burgundy Williams, incredible New York singer. She's actually from Georgia, but she's living in New York now. She's been living here for 8 years. So when I first got here, I landed an off-Broadway show. I just showed up to an audition. Literally, I looked in the internet and I was like, auditions, where do I go? And I started popping at auditions, random auditions. That's what you got to do in New York. You just got to walk in all confident, do your thing, and someone's gonna be like, you know what, I like your energy. So that's what you gotta do. Honestly, there's a lot of open mics. There was one called Rose Hill. It's not going on right now, but it was fantastic. There's one in Brooklyn. It's run by Sheldon Ray. It's on Wednesdays. Amazing open mic. There's another one in Harlem. Can't remember. Oh, I can't remember the place. But there's also Harlem Nights. You just gotta go around, go to the music clubs, and there's always gonna be something going on. That's something I love about New York. Everybody's so talented too. And New York is one of those places that at first I feel like people don't trust you all the way. But when they see that you're a hard worker and they see you got good energy, they'll completely embrace you. So you just gotta get out there, look on the internet, walk around, walk the streets, walk back and down. Like I walked for like, I remember the first year I was here, I was just going everywhere, everywhere. I didn't know, maybe it was a jazz club, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. And I met all the musicians I know. Right now I'm currently actually looking for a booking agent because I'm trying to do a national tour. I also want to do a tour in my home country in Spain, but I already have a booking agent there, so I'm working on that. Very excited. People can find me on social media. My social media handle is the same everywhere. It's Pepper, like the spice, Pepper, Solana, Solana. And there I publish everything. I actually put out a new song. So I'm very excited. There's a lot going on with me right now. I have a new PR agent. So there's some exciting things coming up. Obviously, New York is like my forever home now. You know what I mean? So I'll
That
be around doing some stuff.
that is awesome. And in regards to your music, what platforms can people find you on? I guess like Spotify, iTunes. What are
Yes.
some of the main platforms?
Yes. There's also some smaller platforms. I don't know exactly the name. I use like like a specific I use TuneCore for them to put it on all their platforms, etc. I don't know the name of all the little platforms, but if you go into my Instagram, Pepper Solana, you can find the link to the song on my bio, and there they can go directly to also my website where usually post all my concerts, etc. I've been working on my last album. I just finished it. So again, I'm dying to do a tour. I'm very excited. So that's what's coming up for sure.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, just walking through your journey, your evolution as an artist, it is just so inspiring. Like I said,
Thank
the
you.
energy is there, the presence is there. There's just like so many good vibes coming from just this
Thank
talk.
you.
No, no, well, thank you. And it just shows that be passionate about things. And it's
Absolutely.
clear that, yes, there's the professionalism and all that, but there's a passion behind what you do. It was kind of your passion, which is like, let me go to New York and see what happens.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, you've got things that are going on in Spain. You're in the process of getting things even, I'll say, more structured here in the US. And there's so many positives coming from the work that you're doing. Not only are you inspiring other artists, but you're just inspiring people in regards to, you don't have to necessarily go into music, but there are some takeaways about what you're doing that
Yeah.
other people can definitely use. And that leads into a key question I always ask. If people don't remember anything about where you're from or your music influences or your performances or anything along those lines, what's one thing you'd like to leave with our audience that they can take with them and apply, whether it's in the arts, just or life? What's one thing you'd like to leave with people?
I think it's important to enjoy life, and I think it's important to follow what you want to do. I think, especially when you're a young artist, at least that happened to me when I first got here. A lot of people, especially if you're a woman, a lot of people will try to take advantage of you. A lot of people will try to patronize you, will try to tell you what to do or how to do things. It is good to take advice. Don't get me wrong. You always got to be humble and be ready to learn. But I just feel like you have to do what you want to do. You got to make sure you follow your dream because no one's going to live your life for you. You have to make sure you do what your heart wants to do. And you have to make sure at some point, with all the things you've learned, you can find the path that's right for you. You're the only person that's going to take care of you. So you have to make sure you listen to yourself and you have to make sure you trust yourself and that you're kind to yourself. That's very important because I feel like nowadays the world wants us to be perfect and we're not perfect. We're just not perfect. Everybody has their flaws, everybody has their things. You just gotta accept everybody for who they are, and you have to be true to yourself. You always gotta be, again, respectful to the people you work with, respectful to the environment, respectful to the scene you're walking into. That was my case as someone from Spain walking into, especially a lot of black rooms for me. That was like, I was like, I want to be respectful because I'm learning from you. I'm learning from the music you're doing. So I think definitely being respectful, but also following your path. Make sure no one controls your life. Make sure you're the one who controls your life.
I tell you what, those are great lessons, not only within music, performing arts, but just life in general. So again, please remind people website, social media, and the platforms that you're aware of, the platforms where people can listen, download, and stream.
Absolutely. Well, you can find my new song Diablo, and I'm actually gonna mention because I just started a contest for all my followers. You can find me on social media as Pepper Pepper Solana Solana. It's the same on Instagram, same on TikTok. I have a really fun TikTok. I always have things going on there, so make sure you go check it out. But also, I actually started a contest related to my new Diablo song. Asking people to do a Diablo challenge, and I'm giving away a cash prize. Second prize is this jacket that I make myself with the Diablo lettering, really cute one. And also this poster with the cover for my single. Like, we got a QR code here that people can scan too. I'm gonna put it there for a second. Sometimes it works. It's incredible. People tell me it actually works really well. I'm terrible with technology, but I'm working on it.
Hey, we're all work in progress. You're good.
Right? But yeah, they can find all the information on my social media. As I said, Pepper Solana, Peppersolana. And you can find all my next concerts, my new music. You can find all the links there and all the information for this amazing contest we got going on.
Well, I tell you what, we thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk with us, to share your journey. And I tell you what, the merch, like that jacket right there, yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. So we appreciate it. And again, as a reminder, the full article will be available on our website, acenortonccs.com/blog. It will be available on our Facebook, which is Creative Community Solutions, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Instagram and Twitter at Ace Norton CCS, and then YouTube at Creative Community Solutions. As a reminder, this full interview will be embedded in the article. So if you're someone who likes to watch, click on it, go ahead and watch the whole interview. And if you're someone that likes to read, you can go ahead and read that too. If this is your first time connecting with our artist, you already know, please do not let it be your last. We want to thank our guests. We want to thank everybody who has taken time to support us and helping us to amplify some really good narratives across arts and entertainment, sports, government, community, all these different things. If we can get to it, we're going to tell about it and talk about it. So until next time, everyone, take good care. Have a great day. We look forward to seeing you real soon.